Hey, first graders, it's Mrs. Kemp here. We are going to continue talking about fictional narratives in writing today. Yesterday, we talked about how we want to start our fictional narratives with a nice introduction. An introduction is something that gets your story started and it makes the reader want to read more. It grabs their attention and makes them want to finish reading your story. After you write your introduction, your next step is to write the body of your story. This is the main part of your story. This is the part where you're actually telling your story. You're telling the things that happen in order. So it says, in narrative writing, the body of the writing is the middle part. It's where the entire story is told. This is the entire middle section between the introduction and the conclusion. You must tell the events in order, sequence, give detail for each event, share feelings, share actions, use temporal words. And temporal words are words like first, next, then, last, and finally. So they're words that kind of tell you that the story is happening one thing after another. So you would use first towards the beginning. You would use last or finally at the end, and words like next and then and after that could be used to start some sentences that are in the middle of the body of your narrative. I just wrote a narrative about dogs. One of my questions on one of my check-in surveys last week for my class was what they wanted me to write about this week. I told them that I was going to be writing some fictional narratives. And one of my friends said, actually, I think two of my friends said that they wanted me to write about dogs. So here is this is just the body. I don't have an introduction on here, and I don't have a conclusion on here. But the body is definitely the longest part of your story. It's the part that's going to take you the longest to write because it has the most sentences. So this is the body of my narrative. It says, my name is Charlie, and I am a chocolate lab. I just got to the dog park, and I am searching for my best friend, Toby. He is always here when I am, but I don't see him. What should I do? First, I ran to the tunnels, but he was not there. Next, I will check the far corner where the weeds grow. He isn't there either. My owner said 5 more minutes, and I can't find him anywhere. I circle around the park 3 more times. What a bummer. I really wanted to see Toby. We finally get into the car and go home. Guess who I found waiting in my yard when I got home? It was Toby. So that's my story about the dogs. And remember, this is just the body. If I wanted to add an introduction and a conclusion, I would put the introduction at the beginning before the my name is Charlie part. And if I was going to add a conclusion, I would put it at the end after the dog realizes that his friend Toby is actually waiting for him at home in his yard. So I can kind of add an introduction here. I'm going to make it in a different color just so you can kind of see the difference. So one of the things that I can do is like a sound effect as a strong introduction. So maybe I'll just do woof, woof. My name is Charlie and I'm a chocolate lab. And that can kind of be part of the introduction too. So I'll make that part blue. I'll make that first sentence the introduction. Woof, woof, my name is Charlie and I am a chocolate lab. Now the part in black is the part that's the body. That's the part that we're really focused on today. I just got to the dog park and I am searching for my best friend Toby. He is always here when I am, but I don't see him. What should I do? First, I ran to the tunnels, but he was not there. Next, I will check the far corner where the weeds grow. He isn't there either. My owner said 5 more minutes and I can't find him anywhere. I circle around the park 3 more times. What a bummer. I really wanted to see Toby. We finally get into the car and go home. Guess who I found waiting in my yard when I got home? It was Toby. And tomorrow we're going to talk about conclusions, like a little way to add a little ending onto your story. Right now, you're going to go on to Seesaw, and you're going to do an activity about the body part of a fictional narrative.